Skirt.
Let's go.
Ready?
Maybe. Bleep!
I do not drive with my eyes. He who drives with his eyes has forgotten the face of his father.
No, you're gonna drive with your eyes.
I do not drive with my hands. He who drives with his hands has forgotten the face of his father.
No!
I drive with my heart.
What are you doing?
You're gonna have to go first, man.
Why?
What do you think?
I thought it was very okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed. I wasn't deterred either. I mean, it was fine. I thought it was okay. I liked McConaughey. I liked Idris Elba. I hated the kid.
You didn't like Jake?
No. Not there necessarily the character. I think the actor was bad. I didn't like the kid's performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was fine. Like, nothing really grabbed me. It was all just kind of fine. And I know you're a big fan of the series, so I want to know what you thought, because that's all I can say about it. Like, the action was cool. Like, at times there wasn't enough of it. There was the coolest part was that minute and a half him and shooting all those guys down. That was it.
Town.
That was it.
Yeah.
None of the rest of the action was cool for me. I mean, it was fine. Again, all fine. What'd you think?
Dude. Fleep that movie. Fleep that movie and fleep the horse it rode in on. Fleep that fleeping movie. Fleep.
Believe.
Fleep the whole fleeping movie. Oh my god. They didn't do a single thing. They didn't do it. I gotta quit. I'm gonna wear out the bleep.
Yeah, you're.
There wasn't one single thing that was great about that at all, to me.
Yeah.
There was a few things that are like, oh, okay. Like, you can like a person could grasp at straws and find a couple things that they liked about it. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm so mad.
I think you're more impassioned because of the book, but yeah.
Okay, so even, and I was really interested to hear what you thought. That's why I made you go first, because as a person who has not read the books, let me ask you this: did you find yourself confused by the plot?
No.
At all?
No.
They did a pretty good job of getting it across.
Well, it's pretty simple. I thought so you've told me all about the book a lot, and it seems way more confusing in the book. I think they dumbed it down a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't care. Like, even if it was confusing, I didn't care. Again, it was all fine. It was a very standard block, but if it wasn't Stephen King's Dark Tower, it would be called generic movie, like generic action movie.
Yeah.
You know, it was fine.
So I have to talk about this in two ways. One, as just a person who goes to the movie, and second, as a person who's read some of the books.
Yeah.
As a person who went to the movie, I totally agree with you. There's nothing to grab onto in this.
Yeah.
None of the... I like Idris Elba, and I like Matthew McConaughey, but they don't do anything that reels you in.
Yeah.
You can't grab onto them.
Yeah.
There's some cool action scenes, but not cool enough for me to go, oh, damn, like, that was a cool movie.
Yeah.
The action scenes weren't cool enough.
Yeah.
The plot, there just isn't much of a plot.
Yeah.
Because, again, they had to dumb down a lot of it. Jake I didn't think was very good.
He was bad. He was really bad.
There's nothing. There's nothing there.
And I think like McConaughey and Idris Elba by themselves are good actors, which is, I mean, and again, they were I liked them because of that. I think even their performances were propped up a little by that kid's terrible performance.
Yeah.
That kid is awful.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
I really the part where I was like, was when McConaughey has him, I think when he has him in the chair with the head thing on, and he's like, oh, you need to have more power. Basically, he's like, you killed my mom.
Yeah.
He did I did a perfect impression of him. You killed my mom.
I killed him.
Like, That was bad.
Yeah.
That kid was really bad.
It wasn't.
I think I've seen him in stuff before.
Maybe. I don't know that he's been in much.
He's bad. He was really bad.
It wasn't great. And especially in a time lately where, like, a lot of really great kid actors have done a really good job in a lot of the things that we've seen. No, he didn't do a great job.
Yeah.
Didn't do a great job.
I just did a better performance right there than that kid.
I would rather drive out into an intersection than watch that movie again. Like...
Yeah.
It just wasn't anything. It was like a waste of time. It was like a waste of 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I watched it, I'm going home now.
Right.
You know? And that's as strictly just a person who went to see that movie.
I think, because, I mean, a lot of people love the source material in the books. Like, it's one of the most celebrated book franchises. And I don't think you can do that. Like, they made a mistake doing a movie. I think that would have been better served as a TV show. A
series, or like a planned series of, like a TV series would have been good, or a planned series of movies. Yeah. Okay, I gotta get into this as a reader of some of them. So I haven't finished all the books. I'm most of the way through the series. They took everything that is amazing about the Dark Tower and just bastardized it. None of this was good. Like, okay, first of all, Jake is like one of the main focal points of the books. Yeah. But he's not the main protagonist. The main protagonist is the gunslinger.
That's what I remember you saying.
They give you the gunslinger as like an ancillary character who we don't understand his motivations. Yeah. He has no depth to him, and he's the guy. He's the guy you follow in the books. And they completely messed with Jake's story. His home life was different. The whole thing about him going away was different. The gunslinger, first of all, there are several other characters who are very important to the story. They just completely didn't even allude to. Yeah. And you have to do that when this is like thousands upon thousands of pages of book. And they condense it down into a 90-minute movie, and they leave so much important things out. A lot of Roland's backstory is left out, and his motivation is left out. They completely change his character. There's this storyline, kind of, where he says, I don't care about the tower, I just want to get my revenge. That is never a thing in the books. Yeah. His sole purpose for being alive and around in the world is to protect the tower. He describes it as his ka, which is like your destiny. Yeah. His sole purpose in life is to protect the tower the whole time. He does a lot of bad in the books for the purpose of defending the tower. Yeah. It's the only thing he ever wants to do. And he goes, like, the first time when he was like, doesn't matter, the tower's gonna fall anyway, I just want I was like, flip you, movie, because that's completely against everything in the books. I understand needing to change some things, take some things out, dumb some things down for a movie. But they watered the entire thing down. There wasn't, like. They just, they took all of it. It was like drinking a Pepsi that didn't have any fizz in it. It was like, that's how that's my review.
Alright, we can go home now then. It's not the worst movie I've seen. That's all I can say. I don't know. And I like, for someone like you, like, here's my equivalency. If they did, so you feel this way about Dark Tower, if we would just went and saw a remake of Harry Potter, and like, and like, I don't know, Voldemort was good, like, that's how I would be upset. Yeah, you know.
So there's 7 books in both series. Yeah. If they had condensed all of Harry Potter down into one book, or into one movie, and then Harry in the middle of it was like, I don't care about Voldemort, I'm just gonna go play Quidditch. Yeah. What? No, that's his entire motivation as a character. That's a really good example of this, because there's just so much there, and it was a mistake to try to condense it down. But fine, if you're gonna do it, fine. Yeah. But they did a bad job.
And I don't see how they do, unless McConaughey's still alive, I don't see how they do that TV series they're talking about.
Yeah, I've been told that it's going to go back into Roland's backstory, which is fine. There's a lot of good stuff in his backstory. You could do a series about that and be fine.
I don't see them doing any more at this point, because, I mean, even I did look before at Rotten Tomatoes before we went, and it was like 22.
I looked on the way out of the theater, it was 19.
Yeah. So.
And that's about where I would put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I did like, there are some pros, right? I thought a lot of the gunplay was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
His whole, like, how quickly he can reload and stuff was pretty awesome.
That was cool for the first 2 times he did it. And then I was just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, the last minute and a half that of him shooting, that was really cool. The rest of it is all stuff we've seen before. I mean, we've seen in plenty of movies, people just, bam, headshot. It didn't do anything new. It was fine. You know, it didn't surprise me. When I see an action movie with guns in it, anymore, the coolest stuff is the most realistic stuff. And that was not.
No.
You know?
Yeah, and it is, I mean, it's fantasy sci-fi, so you're going to get that. But
if that's the coolest thing you bring to a movie, and that's the point of the movie, it wasn't that cool.
No,
so I've seen it all before.
McConaughey definitely does a good, like, menacing character. Yeah. I think he's a good villain.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the accent he was laying on.
It just sounded like
it had a little bit of a twist at the end that I didn't like. His voice.
Yeah.
But he does a good menacing character.
Yeah.
So I liked him.
Some of his magic was pretty cool too. I did like some of the different magic he was doing, bending stuff, and that was kind of cool.
The way he kills people is effing sinister.
Stop breathing.
Oh man.
That was kind of cool. Yeah. Like I said, I like McConaughey. Liked Idris Elba. Some of the action was cool. Those are my pros.
One of the things I was enjoying, in the last couple of years have become quite a fan of King and his books.
Yeah.
The Dark Tower has like 1 billion Easter eggs in the book. It's a big part of it because it kind of unites every other book of his, just like the Dark Tower does.
Yeah.
The movie had a lot of cool Easter eggs too.
I noticed Pennywise.
Pennywise was mentioned. There was a picture of the Overlook Hotel.
Is that Shining?
The Shining.
Okay.
Yeah. They talk about The Shining.
Do they?
Jake has the shine. The shine of... You must not know about The Shining.
Oh. But
the shine is The Shining. So the Jake is just like the kid from the movie The Shining.
Okay.
That's a big part of it. There was a car that was the car... I think it's called Christine is the name of it. It's an evil sentient car from one of the books of his. There was a turtle at one point, which is big in it.
Yeah.
And a few other things, and then a few things to the book. There were a lot of roses. You may have noticed some roses. It's a part of the book that I don't want to explain. It's a deep cut from the book. Okay. Not a deep cut, but it would take some explaining.
Yeah.
But the rose is big in the books. So there were some clever and interesting callbacks if you're a fan of King and you've read the books. There were a few things there that were kind of fun to see. So that was fun and cool for me, but I was sitting there most of the movie just like this the whole time. And it really rubbed me in a negative way.
Yeah.
I really, like, as a person who just went to this movie and just wanted to see the movie, I'm disappointed. And as a person who went wanting to see, like, this is some of my favorite books.
Yeah.
To see the film adaptation, I'm angry. If I haven't gotten that across
I got
yet.
that.
So it's like and for you, it sounds, and you're not a fan of the books, it sounds like it's just kind of bleh for you too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's in terms of summer, it's not. I think it's probably besides Valerian, maybe like my least favorite.
It's not high on my list.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, it's hard now too because with just how good movies have been recently, like that, like that's not. you can't come out there and do a movie like that and expect people to be like, yay.
Yeah. It was really half-assed. Is what it seemed.
That's a good way to.
Half-assed.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah, that's what it felt. I mean, they didn't. They kind of phoned it in, and that's what it seemed like with all the stories about the reshoots and the test screenings, and it just didn't have anything good going for it. I was hoping for it. I mean, the trailer was really good, and I figured it'd have good action, and you have McConaughey and Idris Elba as your leads, and again, they weren't the problem. It was the rest of it. It was the story, it was the writing, it was the dumbass kid.
It really sucks because there's so much great stuff, like movie quality stuff here, and they just squandered it all. Like this could have been such a great movie. I disagree with doing it as one movie, but it still could have been great as one movie. But now I'm sad.
Wow, you're going through all the stages of grief now, aren't you?
All the negative emotions this movie's causing me to experience. I'm sad now because I was really looking forward to this for a long time. And fart noise.
I hope it's not.
Okay, and that's. This doesn't worry me for it.
No.
It's a whole other team doing it. It's a whole other movie. It's a whole other book. This does not shake my faith in it.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be a great horror movie and a great movie in general. None of the people involved with this are involved in it. So I'm still going to go to that. I still have very high hopes for it.
Yeah. Either way, King's getting his money this year.
Yeah, he's going to get a few bucks. This whole thing reminds me of the story from like a while back. There was this big thing when they released one of the iPhones. The first guy to ever get one of those iPhones was in like Canada or Australia. He was somewhere. And they filmed him. He was on the news unpackaging the first of the iPhone 5 or whatever the hell iPhone.
Yeah.
He takes it out of the package and he drops it on the ground and it cracks on live television in front of everyone. And that's what they did with this movie. So they handed him the greatest new phone or the greatest new... I mean, this is one of the great IPs out there. There are so many filmmakers that would love to get their hands on this. They finally get to unbox it, and they dropped it on the bleeding ground. And now they cracked its screen, and it's not going to work. It's going to take 5 years, maybe 10, and a hard reboot. If they're going to try and do this again right, it's going to take enough time for people to forget about it. It's Spider-Man 3. That's what they Spider-Man 3, The Dark Tower.
I think it needs to be a TV show if they're going to try it again.
Yeah.
I think it all needs to be a TV show.
I would love it as like a Netflix or HBO series. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Because there's just, and it would be 8 seasons. There's just so much. There's so much. And there's so much great stuff.
Yeah.
They tried to lean on the couple of action set pieces, which is fine, but action is such a small part of the books. It talks about so many different themes, and the characters are developed in a way in the books that is so great. They didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
I understand it's hard to make a film adaptation. I get it. But I've seen it done many times much better with worse IPs.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care to see much more at this point, but
I want more Dark Tower, just not from these guys.
Just read some more of it.
Yeah, I gotta get back to the books.
You don't need to watch it again.
I'm not gonna. At least not for money.
You got paid to watch it?
Someone's gonna need to pay me to watch it.
Let's go watch a good movie.
Play this movie.